Welcome to your next listening lesson number 7, short answer questions. Before you start your lesson, you will need to have the following to hand: your training booklet, a pen or pencil and a rubber. You should follow the lesson in your training booklet. After this lesson, you will have a clear overview of what to expect in the listening question type short answers, have learned tips and strategies on how best to approach the section, and have a chance to practice the question type using real IELTS materials. There are 2 practice tasks in this lesson. The question type here is short answers, so there are questions and you need to answer them with short answers from the recording. In this example, it's a section 2, so one person talking. In this case, the questions are in 3 sets of 2 answers. The answers can be in any order within a set, and it doesn't matter if you write, for example, a cat and a dog, or dog then cat, as you can see in this example. 2 answers are worth 2 points, so each question is 1 point and 1 answer. All of the questions are in order, and the answers are either words or numbers. You should note the maximum words allowed. In this case, it's 3 words and/or a number. Before the recording starts, you'll have 30 seconds to prepare. We'll go through the steps here and then you will have a chance to practice alone after. First of all, what's the topic? As we said, it's important to know what the recording is about so you can understand and keep up better. It's very important to find the first hold or keyword in each set of questions, which you should underline and you will probably hear. Thirdly, you need to know how many questions there are. Fourthly, you should have a quick look at what you have to do. What sort of questions are there? Check you can find all the questions on the page. Sometimes it can be confusing. And lastly, try to predict the answers or the kind of words you need in the answers, as then you'll know what to listen for. This is particularly useful in short answer questions. Now you're going to practice. You need to go to lesson 7, practice 1 in your training booklets. You now have 30 seconds to look at questions 11 to 15 in your training booklet. Don't forget to follow the 5 preparation steps. I'll tell you when the time is up. You can start now. Your time is up now. Now you have time to look at the possible answers to the preparation, which you can read in the back of your training booklet and on this slide. If you need more time, just press pause. So the topic is a talk to foreign students staying in the UK. The first key word or hold that you should underline is social contact, socialising, or synonyms of such that you might hear. The third one is there are 6 questions. You have to answer the questions with short answers from the recording, and the words and or numbers are from the recording. Your predictions could be 11 and 12 are 2 nouns, 13 and 14 are 2 other community activities such as theatre, and 15 and 16 are 2 places you would find in that context. Now we'll have a quick look at what to do while you're listening. You need to read, write and listen at the same time during the recording, which means you need to answer the questions as you listen. There's no time to make notes, so you should write all the answers on the question sheet next to the numbers to make it easier to transfer later. Your answers are always in order, so if you miss one, you just keep going. All answers are from the recording. Never use your own words. You must keep up. You can use signpost words such as firstly, however and additionally, and the underlined words and predictions from your preparation. Now listen to the recording and answer questions 11 to 16 in your training booklet. The recording will start automatically, and don't forget you can only listen to the recording once.
You will hear an extract from a talk given to a group who are going to stay in the UK.
Good evening and welcome to the British Council. My name is John Parker and I've been asked to talk to you briefly about certain aspects of life in the UK before you actually go there. So I'm going to talk first about the best ways of making social contacts there. Now, you might be wondering why it should be necessary. After all, we meet people all the time. But when you're living in a foreign country, it can be more difficult, not just because of the language, but because customs may be different. If you're going to work in the UK, you will probably be living in private accommodation, so it won't be quite so easy to meet people. But there are still things that you can do to help yourself. First of all, you can get involved in activities in your local community. Join a group of some kind. For example, you'll probably find that there are theatre groups who might be looking for actors, set designers and so on. Or if you play an instrument, you could join music groups in your area. Or if you like the idea of finding out about local history, there'll be a group for that too. These are just examples. And the best place to get information about things like this are either the town hall or the public library. Libraries in the UK perform quite a broad range of functions nowadays. They're not just confined to lending books, although that's their main role, of course.
Now we're going to look at what you can do after the listening section. First of all, you have to make sure your answers make sense, and you can guess any missing answers. Don't forget you aren't penalised for writing the wrong answer, so write something in every gap. You should also make sure that everything is spelt correctly. You now have 30 seconds to check your answers, and I will tell you when the time is up. You can start now. Your time is up now. After the listening test, you have to transfer your answers to a listening answer sheet. You should use a pencil to transfer your answers. Your answers can be in capital letters or small letters, so you can write the word Martin in any of these ways. Check your spelling. If it is spelt wrong, it will count as a mistake. Transfer the words you wrote. Check the word limit. This is very important. In the example here, it says write no more than 3 words and/or a number. So if you write 4, it will be wrong. And lastly, read your answers again once you finish transferring. You do have plenty of time. For this lesson, transfer your answers to the space in your training booklet, and you can take 60 seconds. Your time starts now. Your time is up now. Now let's check your answer with those in the back of your training booklet or on this slide. If you need longer, just press pause. Don't forget these are all the possible answers and words in brackets are optional. And also don't forget that the answers can be in either order. Now you have a chance to practice alone, and after we will go through the answers together. Go to Lesson 7, Practice 2 in your training booklet. You now have 30 seconds to look at questions 7 to 10 in your training booklet. Don't forget to follow the 5 preparation steps. Your time starts now. Your time is up now. Now listen to the recording and answer questions 7 to 10 in your training booklet. The recording will start automatically, and don't forget you can only listen once.
Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
All right. Now, what about you? Are you a vegetarian or do you have any special food requirements?
No, I am not a vegetarian, but I don't eat a lot of meat. I really like seafood.
And what are your hobbies?
I like reading and going to the movies.
Do you play any sports?
Yes, I joined the handball team, but I didn't like that, so I stopped playing. Now I play tennis on the weekend with my friends.
All right. Let's see. Name, age, now the location. Are you familiar with the public transport system?
No, I'm not really because I have been living on campus. I've been to the city a few times on the bus, but they are always late.
What about the trains?
I like catching the train. They are much faster.
Now, let me go check on the computer and see who I've got. Listen, leave it with me. I'll check my records and I'll give you details this afternoon.
Thank you for helping me.
It's a pleasure. Bye.
Bye.
Now you have 30 seconds to check your answers. I'll tell you when the time is up. You can start now. Your time is up now. For this practice, transfer your answers to the space in the training booklet. You can take 30 seconds. I'll tell you when the time is up. You can start now. Your time is up now. Now let's check your answers with those in your training booklet and on this slide. Don't forget these are all the possible answers and words in brackets are optional. If you need more time, just press pause. That is the end of Lesson 7, and now you can go on to Lesson 8, which is choosing options.